Hello and welcome to your Accounting 202 class for the spring of 2016. My name is Julie Hanson and you'll get to know me quite well. I'll be your instructor this semester and I'm going to attempt to get you through your online class as best that I can. So I trust that you have made it all the way through Blackboard and have found this slide. So congratulations on that. So the first thing I want to stress to you is that you need to get your class materials. You'll go to the bookstore, pick up a bundle with that includes the loose leaf version of the textbook as well as the Connect access code. So Connect is what we'll use to complete all of our homework assignments. You'll definitely need that. Please do not delay in getting your Connect registration paid for. You can also just use the ebook version of the textbook, and that also comes with the Connect access code. So I'll show you how to do that later, but basically you just go into the Blackboard weekly work, click on any one of the first assignments, and it'll ask you to pay for it. So if you don't go to the bookstore and get the bundle, that would be another way to do it. Second thing on the list is if you like text messages and you like to get reminders, who wouldn't, then I will be posting these on a vehicle called Remind. The great thing is about it is that I don't have to have your cell phone number and you don't have to have mine, but we will be able to text each other through this Remind app. So if you got your cell phone with you, just type in the @202 SP18 to this telephone number 810-810, and it will then send you a little thing that says welcome to class. So then there's a post-it for your selfie up on Padlet that is described in Blackboard, and then go ahead and start with your weekly work, which is probably where you are, which is why you're watching this. So, all right, next thing, there's just a couple of slides here. These are posted on Blackboard. I'm not going to go through them, but this is where you access and put in the registration code for Connect. Okay, you can buy it right online, right here. You can also start a free trial that's good for a couple of weeks, but do not wait until the first exam to pay for your Connect code because you're gonna not want that to happen. Okay, there's some options, creating the registration form, go to Connect. This is what our Connect will look like. Ours looks a little bit different. We're not teaching psychology, this is accounting. All right, so you will always be able to access this either through Connect on their website or through Blackboard, either one. All right, and don't contact me if there's any technical issues you have with Connect because I can't solve them, but there is some great support out there. There's the telephone number. They're open quite a bit of time during registration. So, all right, so here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Here is some opportunities in accounting. I have personally been in the field for lots and lots of years, like over 25, and there are a lot of different opportunities in accounting. So if you think accounting is just auditing or just tax, you really have another thing coming. And I want you to explore these things. Now, you don't have to know what you're going to be when you grow up. I never did. But I just want you to open your eyes to the fact that there are other things that are even related to accounting, like consultants, analysts, appraisers, market researchers. Accounting is just such a great base to have for a degree. And there's also these new cybersecurity kind of things. So anyway, a lot of accounting majors actually wind up not staying in the public accounting world. That's kind of this world over here, but they wind up going out into the non-accounting world. So don't feel like you're going to be stuck forever. All right. In accounting 201, which you just got out of, there was a certification called the CPA, Certified Public Accountants. In managerial accounting, you have a slightly different certification. It's called a CMA. Okay, now just to give you kind of a flavor for what you might look for if you are even considering pursuing a degree in accounting. Like I said, there's many different avenues that you can take, but I just sourced this off Glassdoor, so you can go ahead and look at that. That's a hyperlink. But look at the median base salaries of some of these places, and look at the places that they're hiring. I mean, wow. So, and here's an audit manager. So you may not start out at this position, but I just want you to know that there are so many opportunities out there for you. So here's the CMA exam. All right, depending, and it actually doesn't even depend on what field you go into, whether it's accounting or marketing or human resources, operations, any of those things. You will always need these skills that I've got showing here for you. Technical competence, like including your troubleshooting. And you're going to get into this because you may not be able to navigate Blackboard very well, or you can't figure out Connect or how to communicate with me. Like, it's not important that you know how to do it from the get-go. It's important that you figure out how to make it work. So that's the troubleshooting skill that I'm talking about there, okay? You'll want to be able to learn how to implement and live with organizational change, because nothing ever stays the same. You shall also want to be able to communicate. Now, obviously in this class it's online. You don't have to communicate with me a lot, but if you send me an email and there's spelling and grammar errors, you can bet that I'm grimacing. And I really do not like to see that. So obviously if you're sending me a text and you shorten it to you are instead of your, we kind of understand that, right? But when it gets to the professional world, you'll just need to know that you're going to make that transition, okay? And then the verbal part will be that you are articulate and that you say what you need to say in a succinct manner. So, all right. You can motivate and mentor other people. This is a skill that you'll develop. And then obviously working in a team. And I'm sure you've heard that before and are sick of hearing it, but we never do anything alone. Okay, so get to know what's going on around you. All right, read the Wall Street Journal. All right, I know you're rolling your eyes, but it's actually kind of interesting, especially in today's society and everything that's going on. So, get updated with the news. Be aware of what's going on. Be involved in your own education. Don't let it happen to you. All right, there's honors programs. There's student organizations. One of the ones that I love is the SAP Club. So if you haven't gotten involved in that yet, I just can't recommend that one enough. It's awesome. Get to know the Placement Center, and there's a career lab. They can help you get to know what it is that you want to do if you don't know it, right? So you can put in, some of the things that you would prefer to do based on your personality, and it will come up with some really great suggestions. There's also the Undergrad Business Advisory Center on the 4th floor. So those guys are super great, and they're super anxious to help you to make sure you get through in 4 years. All right, so here we were last semester with financial accounting, on to managerial accounting. So there's differences with respect to who's using the information. Financial accounting, those statements were prepared for the people outside the organization. Managerial is for those internally. All right. Financial, we were looking back, what happened for the previous year. Managerial accounting, when we prepare those reports for managers, they want to be able to forecast and see what's coming up to be able to help prepare them best. All right. The emphasis was more on objectivity and can it be verified? Can we audit this? Will we find the same information? And here in managerial accounting, we're more focused on just get me the relevant information. Okay, so that's that. Subjects, this was basically company-wide, right? You could have broken it down perhaps by region if you wanted to, but in managerial accounting, they really focus on the different segments. Now, this information does not have to be reported in managerial, does not have to be reported to the outside world, so they can slice and dice their data in any way they want. So, for example, Apple may have an internal managerial report that shows them what their net income is for a certain product line, say the Apple Watch. You'll never be able to find that information located in any of the publicly published financial statements. So that's just an example. All right, so financial accounting must follow GAAP. Managerial accounting does not need to follow GAAP. They just need to be able to prepare reports for managers to be able to make great decisions. Okay, it's mandatory, obviously, that we learned and nailed that home in financial accounting, that all those reports must be published. Not so in managerial. Okay, so that should give you some very brief differences in the two types of accounting. And I know you can go through these on your own, so I'm just going to briefly tell you that this is basically the workflow that we talk about. As a manager, we plan for things. The controlling means how well are we doing against that plan. And the final step is to make decisions based on what we planned, what we see is happening, what are we going to do next. And it's a constant flow. So this is really relevant whether we're an accountant, marketing, operations, whatever. We always establish goals, specify how those goals are going to be achieved, develop budgets, and then follow up on that to see how we're doing. So again, whether you're in marketing, you may be planning for different things. In HR, you're planning for different resources. In operations, you're going to be looking at different products and producing those. So controlling would be the next step after we're planning. Let's take a look. We've got feedback reports to show us how well we've done according to our plan, because a plan is just that, it's just a budget. All right, so marketing managers do this same kind of controlling. Operations managers do it. HR people do it. Okay, we're always looking to see, let's set some goals and let's see if we're going to make those goals. And then based on all of that, we have some decision making to, which products do we sell? Operations, should we get a new machine? HR, well, what's happening with our healthcare costs? Do we need to hire more employees? That kind of thing. Okay, so the rest of this is about ethics, and I want you to read through that, and then we will move on to chapter 2.